Gopi Jannavalabha Girivardhari
Gopi Jannavalabha Girivardhari
Gopi Jannavalabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Randana Yashodanandana Brajajana Randana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So we're studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25. Today we'll be studying text number 39. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare So this is the what we say. This is the text 39 and 40. Imam lokam tatha eva amum atmanam ubhaya ayanam atmanam anu ye cha eha ye rayah pashavah grihaha visrajya sarvan anyan cha mam evam vishvatah mukam bhajanti ananyaya bhaktya tan mrityoho atiparaye imang lokang tatayvamum atmanam ubayayanam atmanam manuyecheha yeraya pashavo grihaha visrija sarvanayangscha mamevam vishvato mukam bhajantyananyaya bhaktya tan mrityor atiparaye imam lokam tatayvamum atmanam ubayayanam
Visruja sarvananyamscha Mamevam vishvato mukam Bhajantyananyaya bhaktya Tanmrityo adiparaye
Imam lokam tatayvamum
Nam lokam tatayva
atmanam ubayayanam
Atmanam upayayanam
atmanam manuyecheha
Atmanam munuye cheha
yeraya pashavo griha
Yeraya pashavo griha
visrija sarvananyamscha mamevam vishvato mukam
Mamevam vishvato mukam
bhajantananyaya bhaktya
Bhajantyananyaya bhaktya
amrityo atiparaye
Amrityo adiparaye
Imam lokam tatayvamum
Nam lokam tatayvamum
atmanam upayayanam
Atmanam upayayanam
atmanam manuyecheha
Atmanam manuye cheha
yeraya pashavo griha
Yeraya pashavo griha
Suja sarvanayamscha
Visuja sarvananyamscha
mamevam vishvato mukam
Mamevam vishvato mukam
bhajantyananyaya bhaktya
Bhajantyananyaya bhaktya
tanmrityoratiparaye
Tanmrityor atiparaye
Imam lokam tataivamam
Imam lokam tataivamum.
Atmanam ubayainam
Atmanam upayayanam.
Atmanam anuyecheha
Atmanam manuyecheha.
Yeraya pashavo grihaha
Yeraya pashavo griha.
Visrujya sarvan anyamscha
Visujya sarvananyamscha.
Mam evam vishvato mukam
Mamevam vishvato mukam.
Bhajantyananyaya bhaktya
Bhajantyananyaya bhaktya.
Tan mrityor atiparaye
Anmrityor atiparaye.
Imam lokam tatayavamam
Mamlokam tataivamam.
Atmanam umayayinam
Atmanam upayayanam Atmanam manuyecheha Yeraya pashavorihaha Isija sarvananyangsha Mamevam vishvato mukam Bhajantananyaya bhaktya Tanmritoratiparaye
Imam lokam tataivamam.
Imam lokam tataivamum
Atmanam upayayanam.
Atmanam ubayayanam
Atmanam manuyecheha.
Atmanam manuyecheha
Yeraya pashavo griha.
Yeraya pashavo grihaha
Visujya sarvananyamscha.
Visrija sarvananyangscha
Mamevam vishvato mukam.
Mamevam vishvato mukam
Bhajantananyaya bhaktya.
Bhajantananyaya bhaktya
Tanmrityor atiparaye.
Tanmrityoratiparaye
Imam lokam tataivamum
Imam lokam tataivamum
Atmanam upayayinam
Atmanam ubayayanam
Atmanam anuyecheha
Atmanam manuyecheha
Yeraya pashavo griha
Yeraya pashavo grihaha
Visrujya sarvananyamscha
Visrija sarvananyangscha
Mamevam vishvato mukam
Mamevam vishvato mukam
Bhajantyananyaya bhaktya
Bhajantananyaya bhaktya
Tanmrityoratiparaye
Tanmrityoratiparaye
Imam lokam tataivamam
Imam lokam tataivamum
Atmanam upayayinam
Atmanan upayayanam
Atmanam anuyecheya
Atmanam manuyecheha
Yeraya pashavo griha
Yeraya pashavo griha
Visraja sarvanyamscha
Visrija sarvananyangscha
Mam evam vishvato mukham
Mamevam vishvato mukam
Bhajanti ananya bhaktya
Bhajantananyaya bhaktya
Tanmrityor atiparaye
Tanmrityoratiparaye
Okay, online, please chant.
Imam lokam tathevamam
Imam lokam tataivamum.
Atmanam ubhayayinam
Atmanam upayayanam.
Atmanam anuyecheha
Atmanam manuyecheha.
Yerayah pashavo griha
Yeraya pashavo griha.
Visrejya sarvananyamsha
Visujya sarvananyamscha.
Mamedam vishvato mukham
Mamevam vishvato mukam.
Bhajante ananyaya bhaktya
Vacantyananyaya bhaktya.
Tamrityoti paraye.
Tanmrityor atiparaye.
Imam
Mam
lokam tathayvamam
lokam tataiva
atmanam upayayinam
Atmanam upayayinam
atmanam anuyejeham
Atmanam manuyecheha
yeraya pashavogriha
Ye raya pashavo griha
vishrijiya sarvan animishka
Visujya sarvan anyamscha
mam evam vishvato mukam
Mamevam vishvato mukam
bhajanti ananyaya bhaktya
Bhajantyananyaya bhaktya
tanmrityor antiparaye.
Tanmrityur atiparaye
Imam lokam tataivanam
Imam lokam tataivamum
atmanam upayayinam
Atmanam upayayinam
atmanam anuvinchu cheham
Atmanam manuyecheha
eda raya pashavu griha
Hiraya pashavo griha
vishuddha sarvan anyamscha
Visuja sarvan anyamscha
mamivam vishvato mukham
Mamevam vishvato mukam
bhajantyananyaya bhaktya
Vajantyananyaya bhaktya
tan mrityor atiparaye.
Tanmrityor atiparaye Imam this lokam world tata accordingly
Certainly. Amum, that world. Atmanam, the subtle body. Ubhaya, in both. Ayanam, traveling. Atmanam, the body. Anu, in relationship with. Ye, those who. Cha, also. Iha, in this world. Ye, that which. Raya, wealth. Pashavaha, cattle. Rihaha, houses. Visrijya, having given up. Sarvan, all. Anyan, other. Cha, and. Mam, me. Evam, thus. Vishvataha, Mukham, the all-pervading Lord of the universe. Bhajante, they worship. Ananyaya, unflinching. Bhaktya, by devotional service. Tan, them. Mrityoho, of death. Atiparaye, I take to the other side. Thus the devotee who worships me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspirations to be promoted to heavenly planets or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. Purport. Oh, Krishna. Technology. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare, Rama, 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 Hare, Hare. Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Unflinching devotional service, as described in these two verses, means engaging oneself in full Krishna consciousness or devotional service, accepting the Supreme Lord as all in all. Since the Supreme Lord is all-inclusive, if anyone worships Him with unflinching faith, he has automatically achieved all other opulences and performed all other duties. Lord promises herein that He takes His devotee to the other side of birth and death. Lord Chaitanya, therefore, recommended that one who aspires to go beyond birth and death should have no material possessions. This means that one should not try to be happy in this world or to be promoted to the heavenly world, nor should he try for material wealth, children, houses, or cattle. How liberation is imperceptibly achieved by a pure devotee and what the symptoms are have been explained. For the conditioned soul, there are two statuses of living. One status is in this present life, and the other is our preparation for the next life. If I am in the mode of goodness, then I may be preparing for promotion to the higher planets. If I am in the mode of passion, then I shall remain here in a society where activity is very prominent. And if I am in the mode of ignorance, I may be degraded to animal life or a lower grade of human life. But for a devotee, there is no concern for this life or the next life, because in any life, he does not desire elevation in material prosperity or a high grade or low grade life. He prays to the Lord, "My dear Lord, it does not matter where I am born. Let me be born even as an ant in the house of a devotee." A pure devotee does not pray to the Lord for liberation from this material bondage. Actually, the pure devotee never thinks that he is fit for liberation. Considering his past life and his mischievous activities, he thinks that he is fit to be sent to the lowest region of hell. If in this life I am trying to become a devotee, this does not mean that in my many past lives I was 100% pious. That is not possible. A devotee is therefore always conscious of his real position. Only by his full surrender to the Lord, by the Lord's grace, are his sufferings made shorter. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, "Surrender unto me, and I will give you protection from all kinds of sinful reaction." That is His mercy. But this does not mean that one who has surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord has committed no misdeeds in his past life. A devotee always prays, "For my misdeeds, may I be born again and again. But my only prayer is that I may not forget your service." The devotee has that much mental strength, and he prays to the Lord, "May I be born again and again, but let me be born in the home of your pure devotee so that I may again get a chance to develop myself." A pure devotee is not anxious to elevate himself in this next birth. He has already given up that sort of hope. In any life in which one is born as a householder or even as an animal, one must have some children, some resources, or some possessions. The devotee is not anxious to possess anything. He is satisfied with whatever is obtainable by God's grace. He is not at all attached to improving his social status or improving the status of education of his children. He is not neglectful. He is dutiful, but he does not spend too much time on the upliftment of temporary household or social life. He fully engages in the service of the Lord, and for other affairs, he simply spares as much time as absolutely necessary. Yatarham upayunjata. Such a pure devotee does not care for what is going to happen in the next life or in this life. He does not care even for family, children, or society. He fully engages in the service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that without the knowledge of the devotee, the Lord arranges for him to be immediately transferred to the Lord's transcendental abode just after he leaves his body. After quitting his body, he does not go into the womb of another mother. The ordinary common living entity after death is transferred to the womb of another mother according to his karma or activities to take another type of body. But as far as a devotee is concerned, he is at once transferred to the spiritual world in the association of the Lord. That is the Lord's special mercy. How it is possible is explained in the following verses. Because he is all-powerful, the Lord can do anything and everything. He can excuse all sinful reactions. He can immediately transfer a person to Vaikuntha Loka. That is the inconceivable power of the personality of Godhead, who is favorably disposed to the pure devotees. Imam lokam tataivamum atmanam ubayayanam atmanam anuyecheha yeraya pashavo griha visrijya sarvan anyangscha mam evang vishvato mukam bhajantananyaya bhaktya tan mrityur atiparaye. Thus the devotee who worships me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspirations to be promoted to heavenly planets or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If anybody would like to make some comments, especially His Holiness Dhanavir Goswami, please let me know and we can discuss. Does anybody have any questions from what they heard, what they read? Anything? Okay. Yes. I'm going to get one more. Okay.
Hare Krishna. In the verse, where was it in the purport? Srila Prabhupada said that one who wants to be free from birth and death doesn't have any material possessions. Where did I see? So I was wondering, like, how does this apply to a devotee? Because it seems that a pure devotee, they have, I think Maharaj said this in a past class. So he said something like, well, in relation to like friends and family, he was saying that although sannyasi, like they might renounce everything, but in a sense they gain more because they gain more friendships because it's all in relation to the service of Krishna. So I was kind of thinking, like, when Srila Prabhupada was talking about these material possessions, like, could it be that a pure devotee, they have so many things to use in service, but they never accept it as theirs. So, yeah, am I understanding that clearly or correctly?
Yeah. So Very nicely put. So the devotee, so Prabhupada would oftentimes, he would say, yeah, got a comment? 1 second, please.
Okay, Maharaj.
The so-called possessions, they're not really possessions for the devotee because whatever he or she thinks they have under their care, is put under their care. It's not for their enjoyment of their body. It's for their service. And so that's the difference, is that one can live in an apparently opulent circumstance. For example, Srila Prabhupada used to stay in Bhaktivedanta Manor, which is a beautiful, opulent home that was built for some very wealthy persons, aristocratic. So he said, I can live there, or I can live under a tree, like the six Goswamis. Six Goswamis were so wealthy because they were the ministers. One was the prime minister, and one was the finance minister of the Nawab Hussain Shah. That means the whole Mohammedan kingdom, which included most of India at that time. So they gave all that up, the wealth. Rupa Goswami used a method that is considered appropriate for a Vaishnava. He gave 50% of his wealth to the Vaishnavas. Sorry, that was we had to change battery there. Sorry. 50% of his wealth, accumulated wealth, was given to the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas to be engaged in the service they would choose. 25% of his wealth was given to his relatives, and 25% was saved in a bank or some kind of holding system that could be used for emergencies. And it turned out that Rupa Goswami used the 25% for emergencies as the opportunity to get his brother, Sanatana Goswami, out of prison, because he got arrested when he tried to leave the service of the Nawab. But with that money, he was able to bribe the gatekeeper, the one who was keeping him in prison. That's a nice story. But anyway, the main point here is that whatever he has, whether it's his body, manasa, deha, geha, jokachumor, arpilutu apade nandakishore, he gives them as an offering. So he says, manasa, my mind, manasa, deha, my body, geha, my home, manasa, deha, geha, jokachumor, or my family, whatever I have, I offer it to you, Krishna, and I just want to engage it in your service. So you can engage me however you like. If you want to take me back to Vaikuntha, I'll serve there. If you want me to serve here, I'll serve here. If you want me to go somewhere else, I'll be happy to go as long as I can be engaged in your service. So that's the main point. They've given up all desire to enjoy separately from Krishna or to enjoy bodily sense gratification. Thank you.
Did you have any follow-up, or is that okay? Okay. Thank you so much, Maharaj. So there's a word akinchana, and it means one who has no possessions. What was that? Okay.
Something I've been working on understanding
Could you
recently.
Could you speak nice and
closer?
close? Thank
Okay, there you go.
you. Can you-
Something I've been working on understanding recently is that there's this verse that talks about doing good or being righteous forbids evil. And while you can think that that would controllingly mean, oh, I'm a righteous person, I can forbid you from this and forbid you from that, the reality is that our services and our good should cancel out evil. But sometimes that evil can still come back to us. And that's the idea and the connection of we can avert ourselves from physical birth and physical death. But when those things come back, when those evils come back, it's more than likely because we are not averting ourselves from mental, emotional, and spiritual death as well. And by unifying and understanding all these things and making all these energies good and unified, we then naturally would forbid or cancel out evil. And so this is something I'm struggling with understanding. I'm losing friends, unfortunately, due to evil things that they are doing. And I could sit there and just be like, oh, well, I'm doing good things and they're just being mean. No, it's a lot deeper than that. It's a lot karmatic than that. It's very dharmatic, and it's part of the process of the friction of the demonic creating a pearl. And it's a complicated process, but it runs way deeper than the material world from what I gather.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing from your life experience. So let's zoom in here to what was discussed here a little bit more, and then I will ask you near the, this is the end. Okay, well, I'll just address that one now then, and then we'll close. So when we have this very raw and open surrender to the Lord, then we put it in His hands, right? That means we put our friendships in His hands, we put our bodily health in His hands, we put our mental equilibrium in His hands, we put our activities in His hands, we put our words in His hands. It's very raw and it's very open. It's very vulnerable. This type of pure vulnerability to the Lord's will and utter submission to Him means that everything will be taken care of. Everything must be taken care of. Just as a child who is forced by the laws of nature to exhibit a type of a raw and open surrender to the parents' will or to the guardians, right? In whatever species of life, all they can do practically is cry. That's all they have the potency to do for themselves, is just make noise. So their desire may be manifold, but we want to consciously surrender all the details to Krishna and just say, I just want to please you. I just want to serve you. I just want to fulfill your mission and your desires. If it means nobody likes me anymore, if it means everybody likes me, if it means I'm an unhealthy person, if it means I have a strong body, if it means I have children, and they're very educated, or it means my children have no education and they can hardly even read, but they know Krishna. Whatever you want, Krishna, that's what I want. And so this is the very raw essence of devotional service, and this means that he will also give you the strength to go through those trials and through those changes, which are part of his plan. And just think of a world where we all said, whatever you want, Krishna. That's a world with no envy, you know. So it is oftentimes that in the material world, people give a lot of different solutions. Oh, if you want to have good friendships, you do such and such. If you want to have good health, you do such and such. If you want to have nice emotional balance, you do such and such, right? And many people, in the name of yoga, in the name of spirituality, they're using high-tech apps to tell people to, you know, to do just the normal things, you know? And they're going on as so-called spiritual masters. But the real spiritual masters, as we hear from this verse, bhajantananya bhaktya, unflinching devotional service. So we can rest assured that the master of creation, the supreme Lord, and the best friend of everyone, he'll make every single thing right in the real right way, in the real righteous way, not just a temporary righteous, but an eternal righteous. And it may not look righteous to people with mundane vision, but if it's his will, then it really is righteous. So we can't claim to understand his will, right? We can't claim to understand his will completely because he's amazing. But we can understand some basics. He wants me to chant, and I'm his eternal servant, so I should try to serve him. So those are some of my comments based on this verse, and I hope that addressed some things.